What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel after a long time, and this time no lifestyle vlogging, nothing. We'll go straight to the points. See, I've got like a lot of content. Okay, so let me pick up today's topic. I've shot so many different videos that our community is growing, and many students are coming up with their queries and asking questions, and I'm trying my level best to answer your queries one by one. This is not specific to any country, it applies to any and every country. Masters. Guys, if you're planning to do masters right after your bachelor's, I think it's a bad idea because you need to have work experience. Now you would ask, see, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to do masters immediately after the completion of your bachelor's, but I'll tell you why I recommend this, that you first start working and then go for your masters. When you start working, so you will build this smart technique. You know what is the technique of picking up the things that you require? When I'll tell you the difference between my MBA days and my BBA days. In my BBA days, there was a lot of information, 10 subjects, and I had to pay attention to each and every subject to grasp. I tried to grasp the entire thing, and sometimes I used to have fun with my friends. Now what happens if you work is, number one, you will build skills. Okay, when you're working, you might study, you might learn how to drive a car, you might read how to drive a car, you might read how to swim, but you just can't go and jump to the pool, right? You can't jump to the pool and expect yourself to be among the top just because you topped on the theory part. You need practical experience. This is why I'm saying work experience is important, particularly if you're going abroad, because people who are planning to stay back in their own country are getting a master's at subsidized prices. For them, early bird offer, some age limit issue, that is a different thing. But if you're in the right age and you've completed everything at the right time, my request to you or recommendation to you is that please work before you directly jump into masters. Because if you work, what will happen is you'll pick up the right stuff. In BBA, I was more into studying everything and whatever came to my mind. But for MBA, I understood that this part is relevant. This part is what I need to pay more attention to. And this part I know, I can manage to do without it. So this is what you learn when you do masters. You understand the value of money. You understand, how to build networks. Now, when you go to the university, you have many students. If you don't know how to use those students, and I'm not talking about using them, materialistically or whatever. What I'm trying to say is you go to the university in order to build a network. Okay, when you go to the university has provided you a beautiful network where you can actually connect with different people, positions, different faculty members. Now you won't understand many things through this video is because you have not been in my position of shooting this video. Once you start shooting videos like me, like this, you will understand how to improve, you just can't compare two of my videos and learn from there. You can only learn if you actually start shooting videos. That is my point. Focus on working for at least 2 years when you go for your masters, because most of the colleges now, they are just taking students without any work ex. I would recommend you to work in the relative field. Next point is specific masters. You be very specific about your job role. What I did, the mistake I made, my friends made, is they were never specific about their job role. Now let me tell you, if you complete your BBA and then if you do your MBA, I can assure you, you will not be getting a manager's job directly. You won't be getting a manager's job directly. Now what you can do is, when you complete your bachelor's, for example, I'm just giving BBA and MBA an example because that is what I did, and you will be able to relate to this if you are in some different stream, if you're in some other course or something, but you can still relate to this. Now if I complete my BBA, after my BBA, I start pursuing my MBA. It will be of no use because I won't get a manager's job. Now if I complete my BBA, work for 2 years, for example, I'm just taking an example. If you start working as a marketing executive, a marketing executive in a firm or in a big company. You're getting your salary, you're getting everything. Okay, so you're learning skills. Now 3 years of experience is what you have. Now you want to, you think that you know enough, you want to become a manager. This is where you should start pursuing your MBA, and not before that. This is my recommendation. You can do it, there is no problem in doing this, but I think if you do it this way, it will be much more beneficial for you. Now guys, what I mean by specific skills is there are certain skills that you need to know if you finalize your job role. I'm giving an example over here. If I want to be a marketing head in a particular company, this is my job role, and you know what is the job description of this? It is available on the internet. You have to work around these areas to build your skills. If you go for an MBA, the first year you'll be studying HR, marketing, finance, a blend of everything. The second year you have to choose which one you want to stick to. This is a specific program. There are many programs that have different pathways. This is one very important point where you need to build skills specific to your job role, because you don't want to be in a situation where you've studied everything but you don't know what job role you want. Be specific about your job role. You are specific about your job role, that you want to do this particular job, or if you want to say you want to see yourself as a very big graphic designer, go ahead and pursue courses that have graphic designing and explain to you about this in depth. Don't worry that the entire world is doing MBA, the entire world is doing MCom or whatever, masters or in anything. Don't be concerned about that. Be concerned about what you want to do, because what happens is many people do this as a backup plan. They do this as a backup plan that if this career fails, I still have my MBA in hand. So don't be in that situation. Work on the skills that you actually want to develop. If I want to be an actor, I would go to a school like Whistling Woods or Universal Film School, any school that teaches me acting. So be specific about your job role and then choose your course accordingly, so that you build those skills that are required in a particular company or organization for that particular job role or your desired job role. Building your skill set for the job role that you want is the most crucial part actually. And your degree and everything might be it's just for your parents, it's just for your relatives. And this is 100%, this is a fact. I'm not kidding on this. If I am an MBA and if I go for a job profile in a bank, if I want to work in a particular bank, you know who will be selected in the bank first? It will be the person who has been working in a bank for the past 3 years, and even after you've just crossed class, there are many people who I know have just completed class 12 and have completed a small degree or a certificate course and are working for banks and are in such huge positions now because they have the required skills. Their employer does not care about their degree. Trust me on this. They do not care about their degree. They care about skills. Even if you have the degree, it's true that your qualification will give you some edge, but the person who has more skills will be the person who will be recruited by your employer first. There are two potential candidates. One is you, for example me, and a friend of mine who has been working in the bank for the past 3 years. I've known many people who after their class 12 or the 12th grade, as many of you say, they started pursuing a small diploma or a small certificate course. They were employed by a few small companies, but the work that they learned, the skills that they possessed, the skills they built, the things that they learned in these small companies, now that is the pathway to a huge company. Imagine a person doing a small specific, like a small course in something related to banking. He's working in a bank and in some small bank in a at a very humble post. Okay, at a very humble post. Now if he wants to go for a huge bank, international bank, okay, now what is going to happen? If you have an MBA degree, he has just a diploma plus 3 years of work experience. He will have high chances of being employed and his pay might be more. His designation might improve. His designation might be better than yours because he has the required skills for that particular job role. He has more skills than you because he's actually worked in that field. He's worked in that particular field and he knows his stuff. He knows how to work, he knows how to do everything. So yes, he will be getting an edge over you because he has work X. The thing that happens, your degree will help you to get a job. But if you want to be in that job, if you want to be in that position for a long time and excel in that position, you need to have work X. Like, for example, my friend who just did a 7 months course in accounts and is now doing pretty well. This was just an example because I want to explain you the things in, by giving you real life situations. Guys, the concept of social acceptance. Social acceptance is very important. If you are looking for a country, if you are looking forward to go out and have a great time in a particular country or being given PR opportunities, stay back opportunities, but social acceptance is very important. If you feel like an outsider in a particular country, trust me, you will not be feeling like to work for that particular country. There are many reasons why. There are a few very popular destinations like Canada, etc. There are many. People flock here because the social acceptance is very high. They don't care which part of the world you are from. If you are good to them, they will be good to you. They won't judge you on the basis of where you are coming from. Social acceptance is a huge critical requirement because if you're investing so much of money in your masters or your bachelors studying abroad, you should be looking forward to this because this is really important. Now the time is to consider stay back and PR options. Now what are stay back and PR options? For example, if you get into a country, if you go and you're planning to study in a country, what if you have to come back to India or your home country after pursuing your course? The return on investment is pretty low. It's very low, right? There's no point of going abroad if you can't work there. So keep this in mind. Or PR opportunities where you can become permanent resident by investing money and time. There are many countries, if you stay there for 3 years, you will be eligible to file your PR application, or you will be eligible to stay back in the country and get a work. By stay back, I mean after completion of your course, you'll be allowed to live in that particular country and look for a job. This is very important because you don't want to be in a situation where you go abroad, spend so much of money. After spending so much of money, you study, and then you come back to India or your home country, because it's a waste going abroad in that way, in my sense. But there are many people who now go out, study and come back to India and then apply from here. So you have to keep this in mind. The next thing is the course content. Yeah guys, I'm talking about course content because course content is very important. You have to imagine the college you're going for. Everyone is dreaming of going to some of the Ivy League colleges. If you want to study in India, IIT, IIMs, people are aiming for that. So what you have to do is, if you are looking forward to any college, आपको लग रहा है कि you're going to make it in this college, you have chances of getting into this college, okay, apply, you get selected, but pick up the course content, compare it with number 1, number 2 ranked colleges. See that the course content of some of leading colleges is matching course content of your class. Take the course content of some ranked college, take the course content of your college, of your course, match it. If it is above 70%, you're good to go, you are on the right track. Then we come to validity of your degree and diploma. For example, things don't work out for you in abroad, the rent is very high, or living costs are very high, or salary is very low, you decide to come back to India or your home country. Make sure your degree or diploma is valid in your home country. Many people don't consider this. They think we are going abroad, but what if you don't like the lifestyle over there? What if you don't fit into their world? What if you can't adjust? You have to come back to your home country. And mind you, if your degree or diploma is not valid in your home country, it's a waste. Now, what do I mean by degree validity or value of the degree? Is very simple. If I'm a person who is studying MBA in UK, my course duration will be of 12 months. But if I'm a person who's studying, say in, for example, in Germany, Canada, or places that have 24 months or 2 years of course, accreditations are there. You know, there are many bodies that rank your degree and that govern your degree or course. That, for example, in India we have UGC, in Dubai there is Ministry of Education and KHDA. So the approval, the backing of these agencies is required. But what is also important is your course duration. An MBA course of 2 years will be much more valuable than an MBA for 12 months for an employer or any future college. If you want to study PhD or anything of that sort, will be more valuable in a country like India or in any home country. Because I was going through LinkedIn, many things are there on LinkedIn, preferably 2 years course duration. So they want people who have studied MBA, who studied business courses around business for 2 years. Make sure your degree is valid in your home country. Now, when you're moving abroad, make sure that you consider a particular country or a city with people where you have relatives or friends. What is the benefit of this? You will save a lot of rent. Trust me, your living cost, a huge chunk of your living cost goes towards rent. A huge proportion is spent on rent. Now, if you're living with someone, with your family or friends or your relatives somewhere, for example, there are 2 locations, but the second location has your family friend or someone like that. And I'm not saying they'll allow you to stay for free, but the rent will be subsidized. You'll get a homely atmosphere. So make sure you consider this point. One advice that I would like to give you is don't underestimate your home country. Don't think that there are no opportunities. Don't think there are no opportunities in your home country. Let me tell you, studying abroad seems very glamorous, but your life is not that good. You can live like a king and work like a king in your home city because you have your parents. Your mom is going to do the cooking for you. Your father is going to take care of your living expenses and everything. So make sure you evaluate each and every option in your home city. If not your home city, home country, you don't need your visa and stuff. The culture is not going to be very different. So carefully evaluate the opportunities available in your home country. It's not that whatever you get abroad is much better. There are many good opportunities here in India or if you're watching from your home country. Make sure that you consider this, looking forward and doing some basic research about opportunities, working opportunities in your home country or home city. Because in your home city you can live like a king, but when you study abroad, that unless you're very rich, living like a king is a dream. Meanwhile, before you go prepare for interviews and stuff, how to talk to people, I'll be doing separate videos on that. If you want a separate video, please comment below. I'll do a video on that. The last thing is spend wisely. Spend on things that actually require some amount of money or anything like that. Don't spend here and there. Spend if it is only required, because most of us are going abroad on the basis of our parents' money. So yes, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and I hope you must have learned something out of this video. Thank you.